Today, we're digging into a philosophy that came out of one of the world's top restaurants. But honestly, it's a game changer for any business. It's called unreasonable hospitality. And it all boils down to a really simple idea: the incredible power of giving people way more than they ever expect.
But, the story doesn't kick off with some big win. Nope. It starts right here with a moment of just pure public humiliation. I mean, imagine you're at the Oscars of the food world, right? And your biggest disappointment is just blasted on a 30-foot screen for all your heroes to see.
So that's exactly what happened to Will Guidara and Daniel Hum of 11 Madison Park. The year is 2010. They just scraped onto the prestigious World's 50 Best list, but they were number 50, dead last, basically. And for them, standing there, surrounded by the absolute titans of their industry, it felt like a total soul-crushing failure. But you know what? That crushing defeat, that became the very thing that lit a fire under them. Instead of just packing it in, they used that rock-bottom moment to set a totally new and honestly kind of crazy course. Later that night, sitting on the steps outside their hotel, fueled by a bit of bourbon and a whole lot of ambition, they grabbed a cocktail napkin. And on it, they wrote a goal that seemed completely impossible. Just a simple, defiant statement that would end up changing everything. And this is where Guidara had this key insight. He realized that fancy food trends, they come and go. Fads fade. But what never goes away is that deep human desire to feel looked after, to be genuinely taken care of. And with that thought, he added 2 more words to that napkin. And with them, the entire philosophy was born: unreasonable hospitality.
Okay, so what is this whole unreasonable hospitality thing, really? Well, it all starts with understanding a really important difference: the difference between service and hospitality.
Okay, so first you've got service. Service is your baseline. It's the technical stuff. Getting the right food to the right table at the right time. It's about being competent, efficient. It's absolutely necessary. But, it's black and white. But hospitality? That's where the magic is. Hospitality isn't about what you do. It's about how you make people feel. It's that real, emotional connection. So if service is black and white, hospitality, that's all the color. Let's put it another way. Service is like a monologue, right? The business is just talking at the customer. But hospitality, that's a dialogue. It's a real conversation. One is a transaction, the other is a relationship. So the question is, are you just operating in black and white, or are you bringing the color? And here's the thing about operating in color: it's not about random acts of kindness. It can't be. It has to be a deliberate, intentional system. It's really about building a culture where caring isn't an afterthought. It's the main thing. Their culture was built on 3 core ideas. First, hire for passion and attitude, not just a fancy resume. Second, give your team real ownership over their work. And maybe most importantly, third, create an environment where going the extra mile isn't just okay, it's celebrated. They literally made it cool to care. And this idea of ownership, it was a total game changer. I mean, they had a staff member who was a total coffee geek. Boom. He's now in charge of the entire coffee program. That young server who was obsessed with craft beer, he got to build the restaurant's entire beer list. This just unleashed this incredible wave of passion and expertise that totally transformed the experience for every single guest. But wait a minute, how could they afford to do all this extra stuff? Well, they used what they called the 95-5 rule. The idea was simple but brilliant. Be incredibly disciplined and efficient with 95% of their resources. Squeeze every penny. That strict financial control created a surplus, a 5% fund that was dedicated to one thing and one thing only, creating that pure, over-the-top, unreasonable magic. And that 5%, man, it led to some truly legendary stuff. Okay, get this. A family from Europe is at the restaurant. It's their last meal in New York City before they fly home. They've had this amazing food tour, but the father kind of sighs and says, there's this one thing he regrets, one thing he didn't get to try. So what happens? The manager overhears this, doesn't even think twice,
He sprints out of this 4-star restaurant, buys a $2 hot dog from a street cart, and brings it back to the world-class kitchen where they plate it like it's a piece of art. That is their 5% in action. That's unreasonable hospitality.
And this wasn't just a one-time thing. They actually built a whole system around creating these moments, which they called legends. A couple's vacation to the beach gets canceled by a hurricane. The team fills a private dining room with sand to give them a beach. A family from a warm climate mentions they've never seen snow. They leave with a brand new sled, just in case. A banker jokes that what he really needs is cash. He leaves with a bag full of 100-grand candy bars. It's about listening.
So what was the result of all this? I mean, did being unreasonable actually work? Did it pay off? Well, let's look back. In 2010, they're at rock bottom, number 50. A year later, they take this massive risk and buy the restaurant themselves. And for the next 6 years, they just relentlessly chase this idea of unreasonable hospitality. And then we get to 2017. They did it. After 7 long years, that impossible dream, the one they scribbled on a cocktail napkin, it came true. 11 Madison Park was named the #1 restaurant in the entire world.
But listen, the biggest lesson here isn't really about fine dining. It's a blueprint. It's a playbook for any person or any business in today's world. I don't care if you're in tech, healthcare, retail, you have the exact same chance to be unreasonable in how you treat people.
Just think about it for a second. Who can be unreasonable? Real estate agents, healthcare providers, financial advisors, tech companies, retailers. Every single interaction is a shot at providing more than what's expected. Every single one of us, including you, can do this.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? It was our pursuit of excellence that brought us to the table, but it was our pursuit of unreasonable hospitality that took us to the top. See, excellence, that black and white service, that's just the price you pay to even be in the game. But it's the color, that unreasonable human hospitality, that's what gets you the win.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. What is the street hot dog that your customer or your client or heck, even your colleague is secretly craving? If you can figure that out, you found the key to everything.